I blamed myself for being overweight. I felt ashamed most of my life for not being like other girls and then other women. I even started teaching workout classes to get paid to work out in college, and I had no idea what the heck I was doing, but I was ready to figure it out and I was ready to change. My fear of staying the same overpowered my fear of the unknown. My body image issues that started innocently in childhood turned into a full-blown eating disorder in college, and I was finally ready to break the vicious cycle that began to consume my life. I was ready to live the her life. I just didn't know exactly what the heck that was yet. So, today I'm gonna get a little personal. I'm gonna tell you more details about me, my story, how I began. It's a little embarrassing, but I feel like if I can get real and get a little nervous and get a little uncomfortable with you, and with the hopes of just really touching somebody's life. And I also want to invite you in. I want to invite you into my private community, inside my heart, my passion. I have this secret little group that we're going to be kicking off. I'm giving away a free ebook that I'm just launching. This week is just kind of free content and free value that I'll be delivering you guys every day. So I appreciate you supporting me, especially on this fun live video that I was slightly dreading for Transformation Tuesday. So any love or hearts or questions that you have will help keep me connected with you, so I know that I am just here talking to you to tell you my story. So basically, I'm going to rewind from the beginning. I'm going to tell you kind of where it all began. And that was at the age of 8 years old. I remember, and I told you in the very beginning of this, it started innocently in childhood. So at the age of 8 years old, I remember being by a pool with my best friend, wearing a bikini, and just feeling like, okay, why is my body different? Why do I have like this extra little chub that my friend doesn't have? We eat the same thing, we have fun, she can eat whatever she wants, I can do the same, right? Wrong. And I didn't understand it. And it's kind of funny how those same feelings stick with us through adulthood. Now tell me, if you have a friend, you've been like, what the heck is up with her metabolism versus mine? Or why can that person eat whatever they want, barely work out, never gain a pound? I have one off day and it completely wreaks havoc on my body and my system. So that was basically me. I, always had like that little pooch, always that little muffin top, and I thought, maybe I'm just different. And that was kind of the first pivotal point of me realizing, like, I'm different, and something about my body is different. And not that it was wrong, and not that I felt ashamed, because I didn't even know what the heck it was. Like I said, it was just like these innocent thoughts of childhood that I remember. Then in my 20s, I was super driven. And I knew that I was always a hard worker. I was in college. I was an entrepreneur. I wanted to start my own business. I kind of was trying to like figure out my way, figure out my passion. I told you I started teaching workout classes in the hopes that it would help me like figure this all out and kind of be my healthy outlet from the body image issues and the eating disorder and all of that stuff that started to consume my life. So then I became a mom, and everything changes. And I was a hustler, and I was hardworking, and I thought I was doing everything right. Everything that I was being taught. I followed what the industry teaches us, and I'm going to hit on a couple of those main concepts that maybe you follow, but you're still struggling. So I want to kind of bring it to light and bring it to your attention, because those were things that I didn't realize, like, this is what everybody's teaching you to do. Trainers, doctors, nutritionists. And it didn't work for me. And it also, once I started my business, right out of college, it wasn't working for my clients. So how can I be preaching these same these same strategies, I guess, or these same principles that we were being taught through school, but they weren't working. And one of them was calories in versus calories out. I don't believe in that. Second one, work out more than you consume. I don't believe in that either. Third one, guilt yourself till you are crazy super strict. You do the next yo-yo diet or fad diet. You blame it on yourself, and you just have to be more disciplined. That's why you failed, right? It was you. I don't believe in that. And lastly, hide your struggles and just work harder. You're just not working hard enough. You need to do more cardio. You need to go back to the gym. You need to be spending hours there. I don't believe in that either. And I felt like something had to be wrong with this. How can I be spending hours working out, eating super clean, yet still have this stubborn belly fat, still have this weight, still have these, common struggles that I realized I wasn't alone in. And I kind of hid that for a long time. And I truly feel like your struggles become your strengths, which is why I'm not just telling you my deep, dark, dirty secrets in the hopes that, you're going to feel bad for me, but maybe that you can relate to me and that I can help you fast forward your success so you don't have to feel alone. You could be a part of my little private community. I'm going to post the link below this, so hopefully you'll join. And if you want in, just make sure you're commenting at any point during this video so we can get you inside that. You'll get the free ebook next week, and then I'll run a private 7-day planner group the following week. So everything's happening this month, and I'm super pumped. But again, today is a little bit harder for me because I'm talking about these things that, you might still be doing. But I promise you that if you can relate to some of the feelings that I've had, the struggles of infertility, lack of sleep, lack of energy in the day, having anxiety, depression, getting put on prescription birth control or and I'm not saying that you should not be on antidepressants, but I am saying that doctors prescribe those way sooner than they will tell you if you have a hormone imbalance, metabolism issue, or something's going on inside with your body. And that's what I want to bring light to. So eventually all those things stopped working for me. And you know what? They actually did me a disservice. So when I was put on birth control at the age of 15, I never realized that 10 years later when I would try to have a baby, because obviously when you're 15, you don't want to have a freaking baby. So 10 years later when I was actually trying to have a baby, that I couldn't. And we actually got lucky with number one. It was a blessing. At the time, I didn't know I was going to have so many complications and issues with my body and my hormones. I was working a lot. I was a studio owner. I was a fitness instructor. I was a personal trainer, because by then I really propelled myself full throttle, 100% into the industry to try to not just figure myself out, but to become a community and center for women so they don't have to feel alone like I did for so many years. So I had owned a studio for 8 years. Now, within that, I lost 50 pounds after having my first daughter. And I found myself all of a sudden after that, post baby number one, gaining weight unexpectedly. Then by the time we were working on baby number two, so my first daughter Jillian was, I don't know, probably 2 or 3 years old by the time I was like, okay, ready. And I thought it would be so easy. And then I realized, and I wasn't on birth control, I did have a Paragard, which is like an IUD, if anybody has had that, which is obviously a type of birth control. And I didn't realize that it would have any effect on me. Again, I just listened to what the doctor said. So birth control at 15, IUD after the first daughter, antidepressants when I was just feeling like a crazy person in college, when it was mostly probably just stress and a chemical imbalance inside my body. It really wasn't me going crazy. And it was kind of just like this cover-up. And there comes a point when there's side effects of all these things. We never know when it's going to happen, and they truly don't really have that proof yet or evidence. But I know my body, and I knew something was wrong. And I knew that if you just start gaining weight unexpectedly, even though you're working out, you're eating clean, that something can't be ignored. You kind of come to a point where you're just like fed up. So with number 2, I couldn't get pregnant. I was throwing myself into work and kind of just ignoring the pain, which is why between daughter number 1 and daughter number 2 that you guys see pictures of, there's a 5-year difference. I was kind of starting to realize that it was affecting other areas of my life. I was a super happy person, but then it started to kind of transcend into like fighting more with my husband, feeling sad, having like, feeling like I had like this dark passenger, like that I had this other whole side of me, and that my body wasn't working like it was supposed to. I just wanted to function and work like a normal freaking woman and feel empowered and feel like I work. Like when you can't have a baby, when you're actually trying to, if anybody can relate to this, you feel like something's wrong with you. And just like with weight loss, you feel like you blame yourself. You gotta be more disciplined, you gotta be more strict, you gotta eat less. Well, that has side effects too, because if you're eating less, you're working out more, you're killing your metabolism, those have long-term effects on your ability to actually lose weight later in life, which is why we typically struggle as we age. So I'm talking about all sorts of hormonal issues. I'm talking about side effects of like, maybe you've gone diagnosed. 80% of us go undiagnosed and have no ideas. And over 2 billion women suffer from hormonal imbalances that are either undiagnosed or misdiagnosed. Real. Super crazy. So I started to kind of lose faith. It was month after month taking those pregnancy tests and just kind of losing hope. I was feeling like, it's like this deep shatter, that something's just not right. And it was fatigue, it was a loss of motivation, loss of kind of drive and hope for myself. And I was losing faith in my life, really. On the outside, I appeared to be like living this dream. I owned a studio. I was helping other women, but I couldn't even freaking help myself. And that's a deep, dark, dirty secret. It's kind of embarrassing. And I was embarrassed about it because I couldn't even really help myself. I couldn't, and maybe I looked good, but I knew something inside wasn't right. So you have to know that people that look good, they can look great, they can be super fit, but something's not right on the inside. That's a problem too. It's not just about how you look. And that's why I say right now, I'm fast forwarding. I don't know why I'm jumping ahead, but I'm going to. I'm pregnant with number 3, which was a breeze, and I'll tell you how in a second, and how I reversed my infertility and all the hormone crap and weight loss and all that stuff that was going on with my, weight gain, I should say, that was going on with my body. I was able to kind of break free of that diet cage and that vicious cycle. And so I'll tell you how I did that in a second. But I was battling infertility. I was battling depression. I was battling sudden weight gain. And those things are so hard to admit. It's like, I'm depressed. I mean, if you're severely depressed, obviously you know. But at the time, I didn't even realize it until after. Like, I didn't realize the bricks that were on my shoulder. I didn't realize the glass ceiling that I was feeling, the limitations, the stress. All of that was leading to, it could be, I mean, more of anxiety versus depression, you could say. To me, it felt the same. Some mornings were just hard to wake up, and I had to just fake it till I made it. So I had the stubborn weight gain, or the sudden weight gain. I had the stubborn belly fat, so just like this extra layer that I couldn't get rid of, even though I was spending hours at the gym and eating super healthy, and I was following all the trends of the industry and what everybody's teaching us, the calories in versus calories out, right? Work out more than you consume. It's your fault if you don't lose weight. You're just not trying hard enough. You're just not strict enough. You're just not perfect enough. Get more disciplined. And I was beating myself up. So I also had some sleepless nights, which I didn't really realize. I had a hard time sleeping. So sometimes I would take like melatonin, or, you try like, what's all over TV? Take sleep aids, right? That's normal. It's not normal, right? You should be able to like sleep great at night and sleep for 7 to 8 hours and not have that, because then that just wreaks havoc more on your system, and increases your cortisol levels, and we can dive into that later. But sleepless, that's what I was feeling. Fatigue, loss of motivation and drive to even help myself. And I just kind of lost faith. So the doctors put me on, like I told you, birth control, because they said I had a hormone imbalance at the age of 15, antidepressants to help me reboot my happy endorphins inside my body, and to rid myself of the depression and be the cure and just take the happy pill. But I knew I wasn't depressed. You know that? I knew that, like, I have a great life. I have every reason to be happy, right? But something inside me was off, and I didn't know, and neither did they. But nobody was doing blood work. Nobody was doing tests. Nobody was actually trying to figure out what was going on the inside. It was just like, oh, these are your symptoms? Okay, here's a pill. Here's what's going to fix it. But nobody tells you the long-term effect that birth control has on your body. Nobody tells you the side effects of it, like how it can cause infertility, PCOS, endometriosis, all sorts of hormonal issues that might go undiagnosed your entire life, insulin resistance, right? A lot of things that you struggle with maybe 10 years later, 15 later, when you're actually trying to have a baby. So finally, I kind of got a little bit proactive. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not just going to wallow in my own sorrow and feel bad for myself. I need to do something, and I need to be proactive. And I encourage you to be proactive about your own health. I encourage you to be your own advocate, because you trust your doctors. But there comes a point where you got to trust yourself, and you got to trust your gut. And so that's what I did. So I started doing research. I started becoming my own expert. I didn't know what the heck I was doing when I started. Just like in your fitness journey, it's like you don't know what you're doing when you start, but you just begin. And progress is perfection. So I knew I just needed to go towards the healing process. So I kind of researched online, and I was like, endocrinologist. Okay, that's a hormone doctor. Okay, I need one of those. Nobody told me that. Doctor didn't even tell me that I should be seeing a specialist. Or maybe I could go to a holistic nutritionist, because I believe in that, and I believe in healing your body with foods versus pills. I mean, I believe in the balance, of course. We all need medicine. There comes a point where that intervention is absolutely essential. So please don't think that I'm against that. But I requested tests from my doctors. I did my own analysis. I was like, okay, give me that blood work back and let me see my estrogen, my testosterone. Let me see these levels. Let me see my thyroid. Let me break those down. Let me see what individual thing means. Let me look at, the leptin, the cortisol, all these things inside my body. I wanted to research for myself. And so I kind of did that. And I went to a holistic practitioner for about a year. And it wasn't covered by my insurance. And I began my journey to freedom. But I will tell you that you don't have to struggle for years like I did. I am here to tell you that I am going to fast forward that for you, so don't worry. But I was just in shock. What I discovered was insane. I felt like common practices were killing a woman's biochemistry for our long-term health. They're wreaking havoc on our bodies, including our hormonal systems, symptoms like depression, anxiety, what I was feeling, infertility, hormone imbalances, from eating incorrectly, adrenal fatigue, if you've ever experienced that. Maybe you don't even know what the heck that is, from doing the wrong exercises or over-exercising like we were being taught. And then you're just left to feel hopeless. Why? Why are we to blame? We are not. It's the practitioners. It's the people that are teaching us this. It was me. I was wrong. I was wrong in what I was telling clients, and I was wrong in what I was telling myself. So that's why I'm at this big reveal this week. Yesterday I told you about what the Her Life is and the burn system, but I'm not digging into that today, and I'm not here to sell you anything. I want you inside my private community, so I want you inside there. So comment below to get in there, and I'll post the link into that invite so I can make sure you get the free ebook. And I will be running a little 7-day planner, but if you can relate to what I'm saying, and you know that there's something more, There's something more. There's something deeper. And you deserve more. You deserve to be completely happy and fulfilled. I highly suggest, and you could resonate, if you resonate with me and you feel like we could connect, I would love to be able to connect with you on more of a personal level. But what did I start doing? How did I change that? So what the heck did I actually do to fix all of that? So you might be like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe what she just told us. Believe it. Because now I'm going to tell you how I came out on the other side. So what the heck did I start doing? I started working out correctly. I started eating more. What? And I stopped suffering. I stopped. I was over it. I was over beating myself up, and I was over listening to the common misconceptions that were being taught everywhere. I became my own advocate, and the weight began to drop off naturally. And I was able to get pregnant with not just number 2, but now I was not trying for number 3. So she's a little blessing, but now I'm pregnant with number 3. And that happened 8 months postpartum. Right when I was getting back my post-baby body, I got pregnant again. And I was like, okay, now I am really my own test field, because I tried out my system. I tried out the methods that I was kind of onto. I tested my body, and it happened for me. It happened for my cousin. She got pregnant with number 3 after she did my hormone reset program, and I did too. And I was like, okay. I mean, it's not just about getting pregnant, but it's about like finally being able to lose weight, feel your best, and like reset your body. I literally reset my body. I reset it from the PCOS. I reset it from the infertility. I reset it from that stubborn weight. I reset the metabolism. It was insane. So how could this be? I really attribute it to what I'm revealing this week. I attribute it to the happy, energized, renewed life style that I teach and what I'm all about. I attribute it to my burn system, which is about basically resetting your metabolism, turning on your fat burning system so you can burn fat more naturally in your body, especially the stubborn stuff that you feel like will never come off. Trust me, I've had 2 C-sections, so if you say like, oh, I just have that lower belly, I get it. But it changed me. So today I live more empowered, confident, happy. Of course, I have crazy pregnancy hormones, so I'm not going to lie about that, because those are a little wacky, kind of come out from the blue, and I feel bad for whoever deals with it. Me. Mostly my husband. I'm just kidding. But of course I'm normal. But I feel a complete 180-degree turnaround from what I experienced and the struggles I had. And I want you to know that you don't have to struggle your whole life, and it's not something that you just have to deal with, that you have to settle, you have to be complacent. And I finally got to a place where I was sick and tired of being sick and tired, and I was willing to, the fear of the unknown, the fear of not knowing if I was going to figure it out, didn't matter anymore, because my desire to change instead of remain the same way overpowered those fears. So today, I don't have any more depression, restless sleep. Obviously, I don't have any more infertility. I do not yo-yo diet. I don't feel guilty. I have way better self-image than I ever had in my teens, 20s. In my 30s now, I feel more confident and happy than I feel like I have ever been. And that's after a lifetime of struggle, and it takes years to reverse that. Takes years for those bad habits and those things have been ingrained in our neural pathways in our brain to kind of come into full evolution. So we're constantly I'm still working on myself, and I'm still growing, but I feel more chemically balanced and more in tune with my body. I know that I don't have to take pills to balance myself anymore, and I was able to get off of the antidepressants and the birth control and truly just feel me again. And it's freedom, and it's happiness, and I'm free from the freaking diet cage. I felt like I was in a cage, like I was a caged animal with these bricks on my shoulders, and it was this constant up and down battle. And hopefully that can be you too, and you can feel that freedom if you haven't already. And I want you to join my free private event page to learn more about how you can get inside of this secret little group. And I want you to never lose faith. I know that I have the missing pieces, and if I can show you what they've done for me and how it can work in your life, I want to be able to provide that for you. Don't lose faith. Don't base your future off of your past experiences. You have to believe in you. You have to trust in your gut. Be your own advocate, like I became my own health advocate, and believe that everything is figure-outable and that you do deserve more, and you do deserve happiness and confidence and to just feel you again. I'm not talking about becoming somebody different. When I talk about empowering women, that means just doing you in a bigger, brighter, more meaningful way. So that is my mission. That is my purpose. That is my new excitement, my new baby. This is, I guess it would be baby number 4. Well, really number 3, because then this baby real baby will come. But this has been something that I've been working on for 14 years. I didn't know it, but it was trial and error. So now if I can help you fast forward and maybe figure out the missing pieces for you, I would love to be able to do that and take all my investments in doctors and research and everything that I've experienced and struggled with and hid. I don't feel like I'm ashamed anymore. I don't feel like I have to hide it, because I feel like if I can help you, just one person, or if you can share this with somebody that you know this story will resonate with, maybe it's not you. Maybe you're like, tune off. Totally fine. I get it. I get that we may not vibe, but I guarantee that if 80% of women are misdiagnosed or undiagnosed, that there's women in your life that need this desperately. So I'm here for you. I'm here to connect with you. Thank you for connecting with me in the afternoon. I had to go live this afternoon while the babes was napping. That's mom life over here. Mompreneur life, I guess you could say. So hopefully you'll share this. Hopefully you will comment below if you have questions or concerns, so I can base off all my videos this week on what you want. Tomorrow, I'm going to be doing it all about food, because it's Recipe Wednesday. It's my favorite day of the week, Recipe Wednesday. So I'm going to be talking about eat this, not that, and the foods that I basically teach inside my programs that will help you get in balance with your body, why you eat certain foods that we stay away from, maybe even healthy foods, and then, you know, if you have questions about certain things like fats or coconut oil or apple cider vinegar or any of the buzzes out there, please make sure you comment with those questions so I can make sure to incorporate that in tomorrow's video. And hopefully I will see you then, where we talk all about flat belly foods. All right, guys, see you on the inside, hopefully, and I'll post that link to the group too.